Welcome back to Glow Within. My name's Katie. Today we're just going to be talking about rest. As a mom, I think we all know how important rest is. I'm sure you've had sleepless nights, and you know what happens. So from a scientific perspective, we start to go into a sympathetic state. So that's where our body starts to go into fight, flight, freeze mode, and our body then starts to slowly go into shutdown or a dorsal vagal state. So this is also similar to what happens when we are overstimulated all the time. We're expected to be constantly on, and people who are highly sensitive tend to experience this at a greater rate and more often, just because we are really sort of feeling into and experiencing all the stimuli. So we can go into overwhelm and anxiety a little more easily. So rest becomes more important. Not that it's less important for anyone else, but it's just more important to acknowledge that we need those little times throughout the day to take a rest. So just like the seasons, just like all living things, everything rests. Our phones, we even need to turn those off so it can rest. When we have lots of tabs open, this is a beautiful analogy, well, not beautiful, but an interesting analogy, I think. When we have lots of tabs open on our computer, what happens? The computer goes slower. When we're trying to do lots of different things all the time, or we're always on, what happens? We also start to shut down or can't do things as effectively. So trying to do one thing at a time rather than multitasking is a really helpful tool, especially if you tend to get overstimulated easily, or if you notice you're in a bit of a chronic stress state. Making sure that you do get a full night's sleep if you can. And I'm laughing because I had a 3-hour night's sleep last night, so it happens. But I am about to go home and make sure I take a really nice rest this afternoon. So making sure that if your child is highly sensitive, that you try to sort of follow their routine and rhythms and building in the rest times for them. So it doesn't have to be a full nap if they're beyond that, or that's not sort of their thing anymore. But having downtime where they can just go and be by themselves, not with a screen, with maybe stuffed animals or something like these building blocks that my friend actually made. They're beautiful blocks of different colors. And children can just go and stack them and play quietly. So if there's a quiet activity like that, that's sort of more meditative in nature, like maybe the meditation jars that I've shown before, or something artistic, that can be really helpful just to help us come into our body and nourish the parasympathetic system, and give us that rest time that our bodies need to sort of go in and notice what's going on. And then we're able to talk about what's going on in our experiences, and this is really key for little kids too. So if they're constantly on all the time, even big kids, if we're constantly on all the time, we're not taking that time or getting that time to go within, notice what's going on and process our emotions and sensations in a healthy way. Whereas if we do get that time and it's part of our regular life and practice to take notice of what's going on, or even have that quiet time, then we have the opportunity to take notice of what's going on in our bodies. So that self-awareness piece can become just part of our lifestyle. And when we do that, then we're able to find healthy tools to process the emotions, sensations, etc., whatever it is that we need. So if you, as you can probably see, it sort of builds on itself. Anyways, these are some really helpful tools. Rest is so important. And so teaching our children that we also need to rest is really important. I think if we saw our parents resting, maybe they made it very explicit to us that they needed to rest, to recharge, to be themselves, to be better parents. Not that they're bad parents, but just to take care of themselves so they can be there for us. That would speak to our generation who is quite taxed, right? We're pulled in a million different directions. And so many of us don't create the time for ourselves to actually rest. And so we're just filling our bodies with these experiences as we go through the day, and we don't notice sometimes until we're at breaking point and our body is so anxious or so stressed out that we need to actually slow down and make a change. So the idea is to notice it in the moment and be able to process it in a healthy way rather than waiting until we break down. And this is coming from somebody who has experienced burnout 3 times. So it's coming, the words of wisdom. I've had to learn the hard way, and each time I thought I had mastered it. So take it for what it is. Anyways, rest is so important. Make sure you build it into your schedule. I share the time that you get. Shut the door, place your feet on the ground, connect with the earth, connect with your body, notice your breath, notice any emotions, sensations going on in your body, move through it, and then you won't store it throughout the day or over time. Anyways, I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Hit subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I look forward to growing and learning more with you.